Well, before long, spring will be here, and that means a lot of action going on in agriculture. And as we look, the possibility of leasing has now been in the news, and lots of folks have been talking about it. Sam O'Toole joins us now with New Frontier Ag. And Sam, one of the things you also specialize in is leasing, and have worked a lot with leasing. And so let's talk about that. Is leasing going to be one of those trends we might see this spring and coming into this year?
Well, Ken, leasing tends to run in cycles with, everybody making a lot of money here the last 5 years. They wanted to purchase everything. And, now that the crop prices are lower and stuff, they still need that new equipment. But yet, leasing's going to be a better option for them because it's going to cost a lot less up front.
When we look at leasing, I would assume that maybe a different piece of equipment or a tractor or something else, does it make more sense on different pieces of equipment, or we look at the whole overall big picture, just trying to meet the needs of maybe one particular slice of the farming year?
Well, you can lease about any piece of farm equipment, but where you really see probably the majority of the leasing is in your tractors and combines, and your more savvy farmers are starting to realize that leasing is basically you're paying for the use of that tractor, not the full cost of the tractor, and with that. They look at it on a per hour basis or a per acre basis, and when they look at that, their cost of running that just adds to the bottom line.
Have you had an opportunity to talk with ag finance people, farm credit, ag lenders, and maybe get their take and kind of how they view leasing again as far as for farm equipment?
I work a lot with Ag Direct, and their leasing has really jumped here the last 3 or 4 months, and they think it's going to be strong here the next couple of years.
So as we look at that, we know what crop prices, we saw the higher ones, and now we're kind of in that dip again. The cattle prices, though, still doing well, but again, a lot of the ticket items, we go with those higher horsepower tractors probably and combines. But so then let's look at availability. What are you hearing there as far as equipment that will be available?
A lot of used inventory in the market today. New inventory seems to be really good as well. You might be looking at 3 to 5 months, which is quite a bit better than what it has been.
One of the things that I've heard is that a lot of economists and those that look at leasing versus purchasing, saying don't get caught up on some of those things like interest rates and so on. It's simply a matter of, as you write down and try to figure out your break-evens, it could make you more money to lease rather than maybe having that pride that we used to have and having a machinery full of equipment that you own.
Yeah. Well, farmers love their iron and love to own it. But what they're, we're leasing really, I'm seeing leasing really doing good is the guy that's buying, the bigger farmer, buying a lot of ground, maybe he's running 10,000 acres. He can't afford to own all the equipment to run that acreage, so he's leasing a majority of it, as well as the young farmer that's coming up and trying to buy some more ground. Leasing makes a lot more sense to him. I actually just did a lease. It was a $250,000 tractor, and to get into that, the guy would need $50,000 down, and then his payments were about $45,000 a year, and his lease payments on the same tractor would be $31,000 a year. So, and obviously it's costing you less on the front end, and you have the residual on the back end. But you know how a lease works is you're basically working off the amount. Say your residual is 50%, and the cost of that other machine is 50%. You're really only working off the 50%, not 100%. So.
All right, Sam, so if folks have more information, I'm sure that you'd be happy to sit down with them or to talk with them kind of through the process, and also if you have some possible inventory for them as they try to meet their needs.
Absolutely. We'd be more than happy to do that.
So how can they do that?
They can call me at 308-340-8989 or email me at samotoole@newfrontierag.com.
All right, Sam O'Toole, we've been talking leasing. Sam O'Toole with New Frontier Ag. For AgView, I'm Ken Rahjes.